Jacinta Jiménez, The Burnout Fix, Overcome Overwhelm, Beat Busy, and Sustain Success in the New World of Work. Prepare to embark on a journey to banish burnout, find a balance, and embrace sustainable success. The Burnout Fix, by Jacinta Jiménez, delves into the inevitable challenges faced in the modern world of work, outlining how to build resilience against burnout. You'll explore the importance of setting feasible goals, challenging negative thinking, and making time for rest and connection. Learn from the experiences of successful people and recognize that gradual, sustainable growth is the key to dramatic success. Uncover strategies to regulate your energy levels and emotions, and understand the importance of mindfulness in reducing stress and burnout risks.
Surviving the Modern Workplace. Dr. Jacinta Jiménez's personal experience with burnout led her to develop effective strategies for thriving in the modern workplace. Dr. Jacinta Jiménez was a straight-A student, following the belief that success came with hard work. But when her brother was hospitalized, she took on his care without adjusting her schedule or seeking support, leading her to burnout. This illustrates how grit alone cannot withstand the pressure of a modern workplace. Burnout has become a global health challenge, leading to turnover and absenteeism, and contributing to 120,000 deaths annually in the United States. It is vital to assume that burnout may happen and take proactive measures to avoid it. Jiménez's strategies aim to develop resilience by setting feasible goals, addressing negative thoughts, and taking time to rest and connect. This book teaches readers how to avoid chronic stress and strive for sustainable growth. Sustainable growth toward success. When we think of highly successful people, we tend to assume that they possess a natural talent that sets them apart from the rest of us. However, a closer look at their journeys to success reveals that they shared a common attribute, which was, they were not discouraged by failure. Success, contrary to popular opinion, is a gradual process of sustainable growth. People who achieve great things did so not by taking big risks but through persistence, learning from their mistakes, and gradually expanding their skills. This approach is much more sustainable and effective than throwing oneself headfirst into new projects. Moreover, when developing new skills, setting goals that lie just outside of your comfort zone, with the right amount of tension, increases your chances of success. Instead of setting yourself up for failure by pushing beyond your capabilities, start small, practice several times, reflect on what worked and what didn't work, then gradually expand your skills. Mastering mindfulness at work. Stress is inevitable, but mindfulness can help us manage it by reducing negative thoughts and preventing burnout. By becoming curious about our thoughts, adopting a compassionate stance towards ourselves, and examining the information we gather, we learn to respond to stress effectively and make good decisions. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by work-related stress to the point where it ruins your weekend? Or have you found yourself unable to focus on important tasks because you keep replaying negative thoughts in your mind? Our minds tend to go into overdrive as a response to stress, creating a whirlwind of negative thoughts that not only rob us of our mental clarity but also make us feel demotivated and unfocused. The good news is that mindfulness can help us reduce our stress levels and prevent burnout. By developing some simple techniques, we can learn to respond to stress effectively. For instance, the next time a worrying thought pops up, we can become curious about it instead of getting instantly concerned. We can ask ourselves what thoughts we're having and what evidence backs them up. Furthermore, it's essential to adopt an actively compassionate stance towards ourselves. Many of us tend to be our own worst critics, thinking that being critical of ourselves will help us succeed. However, this perfectionist attitude doesn't make us more productive or innovative. Instead of responding with self-criticism, we can practice having compassion for our stressful thoughts. In the end, it's all about examining the information we gather consciously. By becoming aware of our thoughts, we can understand what fuels them and take appropriate action. Suppose we find ourselves stuck in a downward thought spiral, as in the case of Rebecca, who assumed her mentor didn't like her presentation when he failed to give feedback. In that case, we need to follow up with the person and ask them directly instead of assuming the worst. We can't always control our stressful thoughts, but we can master mindfulness techniques to help us respond to them effectively and make good decisions. Prioritizing calm in a busy world. Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates recognized the importance of taking breaks to prioritize their well-being and improve productivity, proving that longer work hours don't equate to better quality work. Research has shown that we need to take time out from our busy schedules to recharge our batteries by making time for silence, sanctuary, and solitude. Disconnecting from technology, spending time in nature, and embracing solitude can be valuable ways of achieving this. Building moments of calm into our daily routines will enable us to cope with information overload, reduce stress levels, and ultimately increase our productivity. The power of seeking support. This book tells the story of Colin, a partner at a law firm who struggled to ask for support when his husband was diagnosed with cancer. He believed that seeking help was a weakness and tried to cope with his responsibilities alone, leaving him exhausted and stressed. However, when Colin finally reached out to his team, they responded with compassion and brought home-cooked food for his family every day. This empowered Colin to set an example for his team that no one needs to struggle alone. The book's key takeaway is that successful people seek support and connection. Research shows that employees who feel connected at work have higher productivity and take fewer sick days. To cultivate compassion and build strong relationships, one must have healthy boundaries and diversity in social networks. The book encourages readers to check in with coworkers, offer support, and develop connections with people from various backgrounds to enhance cognitive flexibility and gain diverse perspectives. Chart your course. The hustle and bustle of modern life is like swimming in a fast-flowing river. We must identify our core mission and create a personal statement to steer our own course. This statement will allow us to fulfill our values, unique skills, and meaningful pursuits. The author's grandmother found meaning in her work by seeing it as fulfilling her core mission of helping her family get an education. To create your personal mission statement, identify your values, skills, and meaningful pursuits. Put it somewhere visible and refer to it in decision-making. Regulate your energy levels. Managing your energy levels is as important as managing your time. Conduct an energy audit and track your energy levels over a week to identify situations that drain you. Keep a diary to pinpoint environmental factors that affect your energy levels, like noise or social interactions. Identify people who deplete your motivation and ideas, and find ways to balance your day by scheduling a walk after a meeting or using noise-canceling headphones. Emotional literacy is also vital, so expand your emotional vocabulary to identify specific emotions. By tracking your energy levels and becoming receptive to your emotions, you can keep your personal pulse beating strong. Creating a thriving work environment. Are you feeling burned out at work and seeking to resolve the issue by attending mindfulness seminars? It's not enough to put a self-care band-aid on a toxic work environment. Leaders also need to step up to create systemic change. To create a healthy, dynamic work environment, leaders should allow employees a sense of agency and control over their workload. Clearly communicate expectations and provide honest feedback and development opportunities. Additionally, prioritize equity in hiring practices and workplace policies to prevent bias, discrimination, and bullying, and create psychological safety for employees to bring innovative ideas to the table. An equitable workplace is also a profitable one. The key message is that leaders have a significant role to play in creating workplaces where employees can thrive.
In conclusion, the Burnout Fix provides a comprehensive guide to overcoming the overwhelming pressures of the modern workplace. Absorb the core lessons on setting goals, embracing mindfulness, and finding moments of calm in your daily routine. Remember to seek out support and connection, chart your mission statement, and regulate energy levels and emotions. Through these strategies, you can develop personal resilience and cultivate a rewarding and sustainable career. By addressing the pervasive issue of burnout, both employees and leaders will be empowered to create healthier, more dynamic work environments that foster growth, innovation, and overall well-being.